I'm Elijah, and this is my partner.
I'm Micah.
And we did a Raspberry Pi facial recognition door lock.
We're going to talk about the parts we used for this project. So we have our Raspberry Pi, that is the brains of the project, and it runs our facial recognition code. We have our servo, which is the motor to lock and unlock the door. We have the camera it'll be used to recognize your face and lock and unlock the door according to it. And we have our screen, which we were unable to use since it was a bad part.
So basically, the Pi gets an image from the camera, and then once it gets the image from the camera, like every 10 frames, it compares the image to an image saved on here, which is multiple images to get a more accurate result. So when it points toward Micah's face over here, his face hasn't been programmed in and it says unknown, so the door isn't opening. But when it points toward my face, it opens it, and then when it goes away, it should close. There it goes. So we had a couple of problems. For one, the screen was faulty. I came to the conclusion that it was faulty after I installed the kernel package, and well, at first the kernel package wouldn't load at all because it was for the wrong kernel version, so we thought that was a problem. But once we fixed that issue, it didn't detect this as a frame buffer device at all, which it should have. And I did this on both this Pi 4 and the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus I have at my home, so that means that this screen just is faulty. And the original code for like the back end we had for this, it didn't work at all. It didn't detect the face. So we installed some pip packages, and packages are, or libraries as they're referred to in most other programming languages, just it provides some functions and classes to use within your program. So, and we have the ImTools pip package, which helps like basically make the photo right, helps display the image on the actual UI window. And then we got facial recognition, which it's facial recognition, and then argparse, which is just for the command line arguments that you can use, and then ImTools again. Pickle, which is an object structure protocol. And we got time, which is just time, like since you make the program sleep for so many seconds. And we got CV2, which is the GUI. And then PI, GPIO. The Pi has a native GPIO function, but it made the servo really jittery. So we used this one, and it helped a lot with the servo jitteriness. And this one, I don't actually need anymore. So there's a number of different things that go into this, but we're just gonna focus on the actual door lock system. So basically, we modified the code that gave us to be able to use the servo, which wasn't too hard. All we had to do, I wrote 2 functions, which just sets the servo to one position and the closed door sets it to the other position. And then I went into the main loop, and in the encoding sections, if it sees anything it matches, and it'll open the door, and then it appends that name to the list, and it prints names. And if my name isn't on the list, then it just closes the door, and then it sets names back to none. Thank you for giving us this opportunity for our project. My name is Elijah.
And I'm Micah.
And this is our Raspberry Pi facial recognition door lock. I would like to thank Ivy Tech for this opportunity to help us expand our knowledge on electronics and circuits and programming.